get ready with me while we get ready for a day out just shopping with the fam. We're going to start off with the e.l.f. Thirst Burst drops. You don't need much. I just use one squirt and I put it all over. I'm going to rub it in. And this adds a lot of hydration to your face. I've been tanning lately, so I definitely need to add all the hydration I can, because when I get out of that tanning bed, my skin is dry. See? It adds like a glowy finish. So I really like that. And on top of that, we're going to go back in with the Jelly Pop. e.l.f. Jelly Pop. All right. Try one squirt, see if that works. I don't know that that's going. We're going to add a little bit more. Okay. All right, we're going to rub that in. And I love the e.l.f. primers. They really leave your skin super tacky, which I like. And I really feel like it grips all the products that you put on afterwards. It's really good. Okay, and I still have that. And it's like a dewy primer. So again, it adds that hydration to your face. You see the shininess. It's really good. Next, I'm going to go in with the MAC color corrector. I use this on my under eye. And I use brushes and these beauty blenders. I know some people have a preference. They use one or the other, but I don't mind a sponge for some things, and I don't mind a brush for some things. I don't know. I just use what works. Okay. So I go over the nose. I just brighten the under eye, and I draw it out. I bring it out, because I always want to do anything that looks like it's lifting the face. So we have that now. Next, we're going to go in with the Too Faced Born This Way in the color Golden Beige. And yes, I know my color is not going to be exact this morning. Again, because I've been tanning. And I can't go get another foundation every time I tan. But I love Too Faced. e.l.f. and Too Faced. I will use them every day, every product they have. I don't know. I just really like them. So we're going to get this all blended out. Once we have it all blended out, I'm going to go in with these Morphe bronzing drops. I got these at Marshall's. I realized that it helps me, ooh, that was a nice squirt, kind of correct the foundation color just a little bit. I mean, it definitely helps. So we're going to go and get that nicely blended. And I'm using the e.l.f. Complexion Duo Brush. I absolutely love a double-ended brush. I love it. I don't know why. I guess just because it's multi-useful. But I love it. Okay, let's get that blended in. I'll go over them lids. And I feel like makeup is definitely like trust the process. Okay, now we're a little tanner than we were. So next we're going to go in with this NYX Wonder Stick. Is it upside down? Wonder Stick? It's still backwards, but okay. This is actually the medium, light medium. And we're going to use it to contour. And it's crazy. I will use the bronzing part, but I've never used the other side. I need to start, because I think these are super pigmented and they are awesome. And I always contour my nose to try to make it look smaller. I did just lose a lot of weight. I lost 110 pounds. So I have had to learn how to, a different way to contour my face, because I was contouring it one way before. And now I just contoured it a little bit different. So, all right. Now that we have that, we're going to just blend it out. I got this in a brush set. Let's see. This is the Putty blush brush that I use to help blend out my contour. And and it works really well. I had another brush that I use, and sometimes I use it too. It kind of just depends. And I use that brush sometimes just to soften up what this brush does. Let's see. Get the corner of it. I like everything to be blended. I don't want there to be like a line. Like, I'll show you here in a minute when I gotta blend it more. Let's see. Okay, and now that that's blended out, I get a smaller brush to do my nose. Let's see. Kind of contour it. But yeah, we're also going to go to Sam's and get some samples today. That's kind of our Saturday thing that we do. Me, my little girl, and my husband. We're going to go and just have a good day as a family. It's been storming like really bad here. Well, it was when I woke up. I think it's kind of settled down now, but hopefully it'll hold off during the day, because Lord knows I don't want to be running in the rain to these stores. All right, I think we're good there. Next, we're going to go with the blush. I'm trying to decide what to use. I have this Defiance Beauty stick. It's more of like a lighter mauve, but then I also have this, what is it, Ruby and Millie blush that I got from Marshall's that I like. It's kind of like, what kind of look am I going for? Let's see. And then the other one I have is I think it's called Mally. Like, if I mispronounce something, please forgive me, because I just am super country and I just pronounce things the way they look for me. And it's kind of like a softer pink. I kind of like that. Let's go with that one. And I get a blush brush and I paint it on there. And yes, my brushes need to be clean. Please don't come at me about that. And I like super coat it on there. And then I go in. See, that is a pretty color. But it's not like too much where it's like, whoa. You know what I mean? And I always go up my face and a little bit on the apples of my cheeks. And then I turn around and do it on this side. I always contour, do my blush, and then do my highlight. Like my concealer. And I'll show you why in a minute. So once we got the blush on, I think we are good. We are gonna go in with the ABH concealer. Let me tell you, this is the best concealer I have ever used. It is the Magic Touch, which, I mean, it doesn't even have to be that color, because this is a really light color. It is literally the best concealer I have ever used. Not that there aren't good ones. That one kind of went into my nose. I'll fix that in a minute. And I really love to paint, and I think that is why I love makeup so much, because it's almost like you're painting a canvas. And if you mess something up, it's like, it's so easy to go in and just fix it. Like, it doesn't have to be like a huge deal. Like, it's really good. I like to the top of my lip, which I'm going to get all the makeup off my actual lip. And I'm going to go under my under eye and out. And I don't want any creases. I'm going to go down and go around my nose. And I'm going to go up. Again, it might look a little crazy. Just trust the process. Okay, we're going to go in on the other side. We're going to go up the eye and out to the side. And I do it on my nose as well, because it helps with the contour of making your nose look smaller, thinner, more narrow, kind of. Now here's the part we might have to fix, because I went a little lower with the concealer than I should have. And this is one of the things that I use a brush and I use the little sponges with, is my concealer. Because, like, the brush helps at first, but the little beauty blender helps, like, blend it all in. And this concealer, it's like, you do not need a lot. Like, I think I've got way too much on the sides of my face. You do not need a lot at all. Like, it doesn't take much at all to get it. So now this is where we're going to get our sponge. And I kind of pat it and just blend it. Because I do not want sharp lines everywhere. And I'm going to go back with my foundation brush. And kind of help with the creases of where that is at. It's kind of just help blend it all and keep it all one cohesive piece. And we're going to do the same on this side. Let's see. Okay, now that I've like blended all that, I go back in with my brushes I was using with my contour. Again, to blend the edges. And to make sure like contour stays with contour. But it also isn't like choppy lines. And then I go back in with my blush brush. And I kind of marinate the concealer and the blush together. And then a lot of times, and sometimes I hit my nose with that blush. A lot of times, right here on the edge. Oh, I thought I lost my little baby sponge. I love my baby sponge. I see some creasing under my eye because I'm getting a little oodle. And I just go back in and hit that right before I add my powder with the little baby sponge. Just to kind of lay out those creases. All right. Now we're going to go in with the Huda Beauty powder. I got the Cherry Peach version. It is the absolute best powder I have ever used. I used the the pink to do my baking and setting under my eye. Oh, the little creases came back. Hold on. I'll fix that. It's like a little quick fix. And then I take a little puffer and dab off the excess. And I go straight in to the under eye and I go out with it. I do a little bit on that side and then I do a little, which if it's like super bright, it's totally fine because I'm going back in with more. So definitely, I want my under eyes to be bright. I want them to be super bright. And of course, I want the other side to match it. Okay. You know, it's all about how you hold your mouth, yeah. When you do it. Okay. So once you have your under eyes done, then I go in with this pink powder to the sides of my face, on the bottom. Okay. Fantastic. And then I do the same thing and hope, yep, that they're about the same side. And it doesn't have to be like super precise over here. We're just trying to brighten that bottom, make sure they're even. Let's see, I could go a little more even. Okay. Then I'm going to hit the bottom, like at my chin. And then I'm going to go for the forehead. And I try not to get too much powder because a lot of times I have excess and I don't like to waste it because I really like this powder. And I go down my nose. Then the tip of my nose. And then any excess, I do my under eye with. And then I just let it sit. Let it bake. Let's see if we got it all. Yeah, we did. We're going to go ahead and make sure we've got the under eye. We've got both sides, the chin, and then the forehead area. Once you let it bake for a little bit, I wipe off the excess with a clean brush. I think the only thing this brush has ever been used for is this, wiping off the excess pink. And then I go in with the other side, the peach side, with a brush, and I set the rest of my face. I set my entire face. Like, I know some people just set the hot spots. I don't see how people let cream just sit on their face. But hey, if it works for you, it works for you. It does not work for me. I don't know if I just touch my face too much or what, but I have to set the whole thing. And, let's see. And we're going to go up top and set that. Like, everything that has cream is going to have powder on my face. It just is. So once I've used all my loose powder, I go in with the one size press powder. And I hit my hot spots right here around my mouth. Okay, so the reason I do that is, like, when I'm at work, I sit there and I'm, like, sitting like this all the time, I guess. And I'm just touching that spot. Because every day when I get off, if I have not set it with 2 different powders, that makeup is off. Makeup everywhere else, sitting beautiful, not moved. Right there around my mouth, gone. Gone. Guess I'm just rubbing it off all day long. All right. We're good. Next, we're going to go in with our bronzer. We're going to use the Essence Sun Club Matte Bronzing. And I go with the darkest shade. And I go right in. Let's see. To where I had contoured. Again, we're going up because we want our face to look slimming. We're going to go around the forehead. Again, just anywhere I put liquid contour is where I'm going to put the bronzer. Anywhere. So once I'm done bronzing, I grab a big brush just to blend. Blend it all out. Kind of mix it all together. Oh, I think the hair just cut on. Let's see. All right, now we're gonna go do our nose. So I get a smaller brush and I go in, same color, and hit the sides. I think this is a really good bronzing powder bronzer. And another one that's really pigmented that's really good is the NYX Buttermelt bronzers. They are super pigmented and they'll last a long time and they're very pretty. And they have a lot of, like, a really good shade range to use. NYX has definitely stepped their game up as far as makeup goes. Like, they are chef's kiss. Now, I know this looks a little crazy because I have, like, packed the color on, but then I go in with a much fluffier brush and I just blend it all out. And it takes a minute. Let's see. I just wanna. So now that we have bronzed the nose. Okay, now that we've bronzed our nose, we're gonna go in with the Milani Make It Last Translucent Setting Powder. And we're gonna hit the base of the nose to kind of brighten that up because we used all that bronzer. It helps define that nose. I'm gonna get my powder puff. I've still got some brightening powder on it. We're gonna go back up the nose because we want our nose to look slim and not wide. Okay. There we go. Next, we're going to go in with our blush. We're going to use the Fenty Beauty. And this is the Tahiti Tease. It's really pretty. And it has a nice glow to it, especially with the bronzing that we've done. We're going to do this up the face. There we go. Kind of gives you that sun-kissed glow. And that's like before highlight and everything. That's, ooh, I love it. Love it, love it. So for highlight, I know I'm going to pronounce this wrong, but we got the Kyda, or Kyda highlight. And I get like a fluffier brush, and I go just right here on the high points of my cheek where the sun's going to hit. And you don't need much because that blush had a little highlight in it. We're going to hit the top of our forehead, the chin, and then I always get a flat brush and I go in to get the crease and the tip of my nose. And then we're gonna just get the top of the lip. So that's fine, we're gonna start off. And once I've done that, like I said, I get a bigger brush. And on my cheeks, I always dab because I don't wanna like swoosh it off my face. So I just dab to kind of melt them together. And I go around my forehead, around my chin, again around here. If there's a little too much highlight on, you can dab it and it'll mix it, melt it in, where it'll push it in with my powder. Now for the eyes, we're gonna start off by priming our eyes with the Born This Way concealer shade Nude. And really, you don't need much. You just dab a little on each eye. Like when I tell you don't need much, you don't. And you take a puff and you just blend it out so that you kind of start off with a brand new canvas on your eyes. And then we're gonna go this one, do the same thing. Sorry, I went off camera there for a little bit. All right. Okay. Perfect. All right, so today we're gonna go in with the Morphe. They've come out with a new line, and I am really liking it. I loved Morphe from the beginning. Like I have their other ones. I used to bartend, and I remember a girl telling me, if you want an eyeshadow that is pigmented and will stay on, you need to try Morphe, and I have never looked back. I love Morphe. Not that I don't use other ones. I just think Morphe is an awesome brand, and it's not like super expensive. So, and I'm going to go in with this lighter shade with a fluffy brush. I'm going to tap off the excess, and we're just going to windshield wiper across the eye just to kind of get some powder on there. We're going to do that on both eyes. All right. And go over both eyes. Okay, now that we've done that first swoop, I'm going to go in with like a smaller brush, the same color, but I'm going to be more precise of where it's at, like right there in the crease. We're going to do that. Okay. And then we're going to do it on the other. Don't want that excess on there. Because you don't want fallout on your face after you've worked so hard to get it done. We're going to kind of go up some too. You're not going to go all the way to your eyebrow, but you're going to go up a little bit. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to take a big fluffy brush. And I'm going to go to the lightest shade that's on here. It is called On a Pedal Still. And I'm going to hit the top of my eyelid. Or eye area. And it's going to soften that other color and just kind of blend them together. Okay, now that we've done the top of our lids, I'm going back with that same, like, lighter color, the spoiler alert right here. Same brush. And I'm not going to lie, I use a compact sometimes when I'm doing my eyes. And I'm going to go back in to the crease and blend it up on both eyes. Okay. Good. And I'm going to hit the top of my eyelids again a little later, so it'll be fine. I take a smaller brush. Let's see, that's a little more dense. We got one. It's a little smaller. And we're going to go in with a darker, the Trust Fund Issues right here. We'll go in, dab a little in that one. Wipe off all that excess. And we're going to go into the sides. Right there. Right there on the outside edge of your eye. Kind of come out a little bit, which you can always clean that up. And go out some with it. Not much, but go out some. All right, then we're going to do the same thing with the other eye. We're going to do the outside of it. And I always like have my eyes closed, but like I'm scared. All right. So now that I've gotten that color on, we're going to go back in with our big brush and that light color. And again, go over the top because we're trying to blend them all together and make these lines like super soft. Okay. All right. There we go. So we have kind of a thing going on here. I feel like this is a start. I do this. This is what takes me forever with my makeup. I get to over-analyzing it and looking at it, thinking one side's darker than the other. Okay. And then end up going back in on both. That's the thought process today. That is it. That is it. All right. And then I added no product to this. I'm just going back over, softening my lines. Awesome. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to go in with the darker shade, and it's called Budding Fortune. Let's see. No. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. We're going to go in with this one, the dark one. And I'm going to get a denser flat brush. And I'm going to go in to the outside corner and my crease. That's where we're going with it. Now we're going to use another brush to kind of blend it out here in a minute, but that's where I'm going with it. And again, trust the process. I know it looks crazy in the middle of doing it, but it will all come together here in just a second. Okay. And then I'm going to do the same to the other eye. matching, kind of. Okay. So then I'm going to take that original brush that we had, that we added the colors with, the like medium fluffy, and I'm going to go over it, and I'm going to blend that out. And we're going to soften all that up. And we're going to do like, see, I always try to do like the circular, but it's more like the windshield wiper. And I'm just going to keep doing that until I soften everything to the point that I like it. And then we're going to go back on this side and do the same thing. Let's see. We'll see. Yeah. Let's see, we got even eyes. We do. We got even eyes. And I always try to fluff it down here because sometimes I will have lines like from where I've stopped with my brush. And I want everything to be soft and cohesive and to go together. Okay. Now I was going to go in. So, as you can tell, I use this palette a lot. I was going to go in with this gold to do my highlight in the center, but I got a new one by Too Faced. It's called Disco Crush, and it is super pretty. Like, super. I don't know if you can see all the glitter with this. Oh, it's so pretty. So, that's what we're going with today. Oh, I'm so excited. All right. I mean, I might use that just a little bit, like a little bit in there, and then go over it with the Too Faced. Oh, that sounds like a good idea. Let's try that. I haven't done it yet, so we're going to do this together for the first time. I'm so excited. All right, here we go. Okay, so now when we're going in with the lighter shades, I'm going to use the e.l.f. Lock It Down eye primer, and I use a flat brush, like a paintbrush. And I just load the product on there. I'm trying to see which side I want to use. I try to find the softest side, but I like take the excess off. I don't want it globbed on there. So it's like, it's on there, but it's not like